Sports Betting Illuminated, where we play with the house, not against it. I'm your host, Ariel Calista, author of Sports Betting Illuminated, an AI-powered path to profit, my book, which you could find in pretty much every bookstore online and also in my website, arielcalista.com. Hey, Thomas. It's so wonderful seeing you here early. Hey, Ken. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for this beautiful Halloween costume. I love being a little flight attendant today. I think this look is just great. It is October and we are just counting the days until Halloween is here. So of course that means every single live stream from now on till the end of October is going to have a new costume that I will be featuring. And if there is anything that you see out there that you want to see, let me know. I have some things on my wish list. I'm always updating, adding new things all the time, and I just want to hear what you would like to see for Halloween because I have so many cute costume ideas in mind, and I know that you guys are going to love my Halloween night costume. It is going to be a lot of fun. Hey Craig, good morning. Nice seeing you here. Hello Brian and David, Spencer and Derek, and Chuck Science as well. Yes, you must have read the morning report. Now you get why we are flying high this episode. Yeah, definitely have to give you guys a little look. This is the outfit. Yeah, kind of a vibe. Yeah, what do you think? Do I look like a little flight attendant? Over here, like, ooh, would you like some coffee? Let's soar through the air. I am still, yeah. Hey, Tyler. You're spiritually here. I love it. Welcome in. Thank you for joining. I know you guys are... It's a busy morning. We already have a game early and yeah, just a lot going on today. I'm glad you guys are enjoying this outfit. This is like so much fun. And yeah, if there's anything you see on my wish list, feel free to let me know. I think I need to take this off because this music is getting a little loud. We're getting a little carried away there. But we're still waking up with our coffee and of course our cannabis as well. Gotta wake and bake on this beautiful Sunday morning. Okay. So the strain that I'm smoking today is called Airborne. It is basically a 70% sativa, 30% indica hybrid. And it's very potent, but it's good for the daytime. It has a lot of medicinal properties as well. And it's just really uplifting, you know, gets you feel more creative, focused, but also, you know, ready to work, ready to keep going on with your day without that whole like couch lock energy. It has a high CBD percentage as well. So with between the 9 to 13% CBD percentage with an 18 to 22% THC percentage. This is a great strain for people who are just looking for, you know, the extra health benefits of CBD, and, you know, it's good for both medical and regular users. Yes, 21 points at half. Just under so far. So far, our under is tracking, and I love it. As you know from the Thursday stream, this was something I was looking at early. We've been following this, tracking these lines, and if you haven't signed up for my free daily report, my free email where we do track these lines every single day, look at them, examine them, identify where the pro money is, the Joe money, and remember this is a free daily email with my plays of the day, pictures of me every day, and so much more. Make sure to sign up just by going to arielcalista.com and click on that little button that says stay in touch, or you could go to arielcalista.com/daily report. Everything is right there. We're getting a lot of new signups, and Also, my Substack is growing like crazy. A lot of you want to learn about prediction markets, what's going on there, how to analyze and read them. And we are doing a multi-part series on Substack right now, just laying it all out, you know, giving you the math, really diving deep into the numbers. So if you haven't joined me on Substack already, please do so. It's just arielcalista.substack.com. Super easy to get to. Hey Victor, welcome in. Let's win some wagers today. Of course, you know, as I always say, sit back, relax, and get your minds right to win some wagers. Woo! Airborne indeed. Ooh, it's good. Very good. I'm glad you're enjoying the emails, Thomas. That is wonderful to hear. I'm so happy to hear that. Okay, I'm gonna take my little hairline attendant gloves off for now, just because it's hard to look at all these numbers, analyze things when my computer mouse doesn't want to work with the numbers on. But if you want to drop some Halloween costume comments, like what you're being for Halloween, fun things that you're gonna go do, just let me know. We are going to dive into the NFL first, and then, you know, we're going to do the 2-minute drill. I have some really interesting stuff that I want to talk about in AI and how that interacts with not just sports, but also with the bettors and psychology and how it all plays together. I have something which I think you're going to find really interesting, and then we are going to cover baseball and hockey as well. There is one hockey play that I really like, so we'll be diving into that. And then, of course, to wrap up the show, talking a little bit about cannabis, waking and bacon, you know, of course, a little bit more just to get our morning started off right. And yeah, this is going to be a fun show. So let's get started. It looks like this under is going to be coming through in this Rams-Jags game. Of course, this game started way before the live stream. So at this point, you know, we're just watching it. Our fingers are crossed. We're hoping for the best, but it looks like everything is going our way so far. So nothing to complain about there. We locked in that under early on Thursday evening, and I really appreciate everyone for joining me Thursday night. They're following these shows, you know, twice a week. I know it's, you know, like every Thursday, Sunday. I know we had a little bit of a switch up with the times recently, but I'm just really happy to see all of you here joining in and hopefully winning some wagers. All right, so at 1 o'clock, Saints are playing the Bears, but I haven't really seen too much going on there. Let's move on to this Panthers-Jets game. This is also a 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern game, and I've been watching the Panthers spread. This is interesting, but at this moment, I am staying away from the spread. The Panthers opened up as underdogs at +1.5, quickly flipped to favorites at -1.5 on some Panthers money, but right now the money is looking pretty mixed. Vegas really hasn't moved the line since, and it just looks like it's hit perhaps equilibrium point. So, you know, I just don't really have a play there right now, but I am looking at the total. Now, this total is interesting, and it looks like, you know, it looks like these unders are really developing lately. Yeah, unders just might be the move. So I like this total. It opened up at 44.5, dropped down to 43.5. Then it kept dropping even further, 42, 41.5, sitting at 41 right now on mixed money. But you know what? Earlier, I did see a bit of pro money coming in on the under as well. So the pros are moving loose line, and so are the sports books. They're moving in the same direction here. So I do like this under. I think it's developing very nicely. And at this point, I would lock this one in early. Not an action play, a play. So I think this is another nice under. I hope, of course, our current under that we're just watching and seeing right now is going to come through. It looks like it will, and I think this is going to be another nice under to play as well, right, in this Panthers-Jets game. So I like seeing this line move, and yeah, I do like this. Are you taking the Jets today, Thomas? So I like this under. I mean, I know some of you, like I know a lot of people here really do like to play like the first half unders, things like that. So there are, you know, a few possibilities as well, other than just playing like the game total under. And it has been really fun, you know, really diving into prediction markets, doing all of that, seeing how it really is like, you know, the same basically as the sports books. Like they give you the totals and spreads and, you know, some places that are still, I guess, I don't want to say they're lagging behind a little bit, but, you know, they're just moving at a slower pace, are really just playing money lines, but just putting money lines out, but it is interesting seeing how really at this point in time with these prediction markets, anyone could throw out a play, you know, and if it's trackable, measurable, you know, it's really easy for, you know, once it gets approved through these platforms for other people to take the other sides of your bets and things that you might not even find at the sports book, but that you like in a game, which it does make it interesting, you know? I mean, we've seen in the past where, you know, we do like some 2-leg parlays, things like that, like MVP, things like that at the end of the season, and where the sports books just are like, nope, you can't play this. But when you go to the prediction markets, things are a little bit different, which it's fun. It's a lot of fun. You didn't bet it. Yeah. You know what? I think that's a good idea. Does seem like a defensive game, so I just don't think there's going to be a lot of points today. So yeah, my only play in that game is the under as well. Let's look at the Dolphins-Browns game. This is a 1 o'clock game as well, and I'm also watching the total here. Now, this is a little bit more of an action play because it's such a low total, but this dropped pretty significantly. It opened up at 41.5, dropped down to 35.5 on some under pro money. Hey Nathan, welcome in. Then, you know, there's still pretty mixed money right now. There were a few pros on the under. It's sitting at 34.5 right now. So it started off at 41.5. Some of the pros came in on the under. The sportsbook was already adjusting the line towards the under, and this line just dropped all the way from 41.5 to literally 34.5 right now. So this does seem like a game that's going to go under, but I don't quite feel like as confident as I did about this under as I did about the last under, but I still like it a lot, and I would put this into the action play pile for sure because it's a big move towards the under. And yeah, I mean, I just don't think there's going to be a lot of points in this Dolphins-Browns game today either. So it does seem like a day where we're playing a lot of unders, but I know a lot of people like to play overs. But, you know, as we've talked about in the past on this live show, it's a lot easier to not do something than it is to do something. So just keep that in the back of your mind. All right, and just remember, because this is a live show, if there is any game or line or anything you would like me to analyze, just throw it in the live chat. I'm happy to do so on air with you, break it down, and let's look at some more lines here. Let's talk about this Raiders-Chiefs game. So this is at 1 o'clock as well, so just a couple hours from now. And we have been watching this Chiefs spread. It's interesting because it's kind of bouncing around a little bit, which makes me a little bit unsure about it, but it is going in the right direction. So the Chiefs opened up at -9.5. And then they started moving out pretty hard, and this was not backed by a ton of money. The money was pretty mixed this whole time. It went to -12 and it pulled back a little bit to -11.5 and then pushed out again to -12.5. And this is simply sitting on mixed money right now. So that's right, Spencer. We're doing a lot of unders today, but yeah, you know what? Sometimes the unders are exciting as well. I mean, I know everyone loves to play the overs, but the unders are pretty exciting. So, you know, watching this line, okay, you're hoping he gets some good yards. All right. I hope so too. Do you have a prop there today? Are you playing anything, Craig? Feel free to let me know. Right now, this Chiefs spread, it's just mixed money. Like, pretty evenly, you know, split money on this spread between the Chiefs and the Raiders. So it's not going anywhere, but considering how much Vegas pushed out this line, it is interesting. So something we want to keep our eye on, but no play here at the moment. I haven't quite moved that into my action pile. I'm just watching the line and, you know, really seeing if anything changes. I would love to see some pro money starting to develop here, and, you know, we'll see what happens, but I just don't have a play, an opinion here at this moment, even though this line has been moving. All right, so for 4:30 today, the Commanders are facing the Cowboys. Now, we have been, okay, sounds good, Craig. Thanks for joining in the stream, and yeah, I'm glad so many of you guys are writing me with my emails, and I love that. I love hearing from all of you. All right, so looking at this Commanders-Dallas game, this Dallas spread opened up at +2.5, so they were the underdogs, but quickly flipped to -1.5 on some Cowboy money. There is a little bit of pro money on the Cowboys here, something to keep your eye on. Haven't quite moved that into the action pile yet, but I am keeping my eye on this because it did flip. The spread flipped early. You know, there's been a little bit, just a little bit of pro money, but for the most part, it's pretty mixed. So, you know, let's just wait and see what happens there. If anything develops or changes. But right now, we're just watching and waiting on this one. You know, it's really the total in this game, which I think is very interesting. It opened up at 48.5, right? And it moved all the way up to 54.5 on some mixed pro money. I like that. I like seeing that. That is a pretty big move. And I know we've been playing a lot of unders already today, but if you want to take over, that is the spot to do so for sure. The over is looking very good. It has some mixed pro money backing it as well, and the sportsbook is moving this line. You're taking the over as well, but you don't like them out. Well, that is understandable for sure. You know, and sometimes when you're looking at these injuries, friendly skies. Thank you. Hey Super Pro, hey Ben, welcome in. It's great seeing you here. So looking at this Commanders Cowboys game, I mean, I would say this over is still looking pretty good. I mean, even with injuries, it's understandable, but it doesn't really seem to be affecting the sportsbook's models that well because they're still moving the lines, you know, towards the over. And the pros are also jumping in, backing the over as well here. So, you know, despite all the unders we're taking today, this is actually like the one over spot that I really like. And I would say if you want to lock this in early, go for it. I like it a lot. So taking the over in this Commanders Cowboys game, this is going to be fun. It's going to be a fun game to watch. A lot of points there. So we'll see what happens. All right, now let's look at this Falcons 49ers game. This is at 8:20 p.m. tonight, so it is a little bit of a late game, and we've been tracking the total here as well. Okay, so this total opened up at 44.5, went up to 47.5, then it dropped down a little bit to 47 because there's some under money coming in. Right now it's very mixed, sitting at 47.5. So it did look like maybe, maybe we might see an overplay starting to develop here, but at this moment, just watching this line bounce around a bit, and then seeing the money, not exactly flowing in the same direction as the sports book, moving the lines, it's scaring me away. So I don't have a play here, don't have an opinion on this total. Just watching and seeing what happens at this moment. Do I see anything about the Colts money line? You know what? Let's dive into that. Usually I don't play money lines. I usually just do spreads, totals. So you know what? Let's do a deep dive on this. Okay. And of course, everyone, feel free to throw in any games you would like me to analyze, break down live on air. I'm happy to do so. This is a lot of fun, and yeah, I'm really enjoying this. I think this is great. All right, so the Colts are currently sitting at plus 110. I do see other certain books offering it at even plus 120, but these are mostly not the more local Vegas established sports books. It did open up at minus 110 though, the Colts money line. And it flipped to plus 110. So they were favorites initially. They did flip to underdogs. And looking at the money, it looks pretty mixed at this very moment. So I don't exactly have an opinion here. I am kind of just staying away from this one at the moment. But yeah, just yeah, pretty mixed. It's pretty mixed. It is interesting, there is some money coming in harder, stronger at other sports books, versus others. So yeah, at this moment, just because, this line flipped, it's not exactly moving in the right direction. I'm just staying away from this one. All right, Thomas, you have a lean on the Chargers today. Interesting. Okay, are you taking the money line, the spread? I also see the Chargers opened up at minus 110 as well, so definitely similar to the Colts situation. But the money line on the Chargers did move to minus 134, even minus 140 in some spots. A lot of spots are still holding it at minus 130. But considering that the money is pretty mixed, it does seem like it's the sports books are starting to move this in the right direction. That would be funny, Super Pro. Yes, this is a look. Yeah, those are all my plays that I'm looking at today in the NFL. But if there is anything else that you would like me to break down, analyze, I'm happy to do so. I love when you're throwing these games into the chat. It is exciting. There's money moving all over the place. And we're also really just finding our spots, finding our edges. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a little bit of a rockier start in the NFL than it was last year, where we were hitting you know, 7 out of 8 bets, like in the first 8 bets that we played, which was, I mean, that was crazy. I mean, we were on such a winning streak. But at this moment, I am, you know, just really analyzing these games and finding the spots. Mariners and Major League Baseball. Hey, good morning, Chris. You know, I was mostly looking at the total in this game, but I am staying away from it at this moment. But let's see what's going on here, and, you know, if there's anything that, hey there. If there is anything that's starting to develop, it does seem like Vegas is holding these lines pretty tight though, I'm not gonna lie. And then I've been tracking some of the money on the over, and it's like a lot of Joe money is coming in on the over. But yeah, a lot of people, I mean, it does look like a lot of the general public is taking this Blue Jays run line. You know, they opened up, the Mariners, they opened up pretty much at even money, and now they're sitting at plus 110 in some spots. Yeah, Vegas is really not adjusting. They're not adjusting much here. So it just kind of is sitting where it's at, and yeah, I don't really have an opinion here. I mean, even the total, it's like I've seen so much Joe money coming in on the over, like it seemed like it was going in the right direction, but just tracking the money movement, like even though Vegas is adjusting this a little bit, you know, the odds went from minus 102 to minus 120 on the over here in this Mariners Blue Jays game. It's a lot of Joe money driving it, and I don't want to go with the Joes. So at this point, I just don't have a play in this game. But that's okay. You know, sometimes I don't have a play in every game, and that is a-okay. All right. So I did want to talk about something for the 2-minute drill, like I mentioned earlier, about AI and sports gambling, and just how it's very similar to us in a lot of ways. But first, before we get started, I know a lot of people came in late, and it is Halloween month, so I will be doing the rest of October in different costumes. If there's anything on my wish list that you'd like to see, you know, just let me know. And today we are flying high with winners in this little outfit. And yeah, it is a look. I love it. Yeah, I think I could, can you see me working for an airline? Like, coming over, bringing the pretzels. Like, they don't really do peanuts anymore, do they? Because, like, everyone's allergic. But yeah, this is a vibe. Such a cute little Halloween costume, and I'm loving it. I love when you guys send me like cute little looks. Yeah, I never have been this before for Halloween, but I like it. It is a look. I love wearing this little hat, and thank you so much. Hope you're vibing to this outfit. It's a lot of fun. Alrighty, so I did want to talk about a new study from gamblingharm.org, and what they asked was, can AI get addicted to gambling? So researchers, they basically tested large language models, so basically what we know, like ChatGPT. And just remember, these aren't predictive models like you would see like in a machine learning environment. These are large language, so they're generative AI models. They tested, you know, just like ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, a lot of these things that we're using out there, and they tested it in simulated casinos, and AI showed that it did have addictive patterns where they would chase losses or escalate bets or even go bankrupt. These behaviors really mimicked how humans, you know, interact with gambling, especially if they have like addictive behaviors, and it mimics human gambling addiction problems, which is really with reward loops overriding logic. And basically this shows that AI can develop compulsive feedback cycles even without having what we would consider to be emotions. So this does raise concerns for like financial trading and consumer behavior, especially because reinforcement learning is used in creating these models. So it is kind of ironic, AI is built to detect human addiction, human gambling addiction, but it's been shown that it can also become addicted itself, when it's placed into that algorithmic form. And without safeguards, AI can really mimic these human weaknesses. So it's not just mimicking intelligence, but it's also mimicking, these other behaviors that aren't so positive, like gambling addiction. And I'm always talking about this on the show, like, don't gamble more than you can lose, for real. Like, make sure all your bills are paid. You work hard for your money, and I don't want to see you lose it. Don't go out there and place 10,000 bets. I mean, really limit your size. And especially if you're tracking a lot and, you're doing a lot throughout the day, maybe it's a stressful day. I mean, positive stress, is shown to have the same effects on the body as negative stress. Like, getting married has the same stress, reaction in your body as getting a divorce does. So, if you have these things going on in your life and then gambling on top of that, like, you're not really taking the time to really sit down, make sure that you have the best strategy that's, grounded in reality. And I don't want you guys chasing losses. You work hard for your money, and I think, I've proven that gambling, that sports betting could actually create a positive ROI over time, but it does take consistency and dedication, and also like a very structured format as well. That is funny. I am a problem gambler. You could call me AI. Well, it is not good when AI is also getting addicted to gambling. Just shows, we do need to, have these safeguards. So, yeah. All right, let's move on to some hockey, because I do have one play that I was looking at that I really, really like, and that is in this Ducks Blackhawks game. This is at 7 o'clock, but I know that we have our hockey experts in the audience. Derek, Tyler, if you want to throw out some hockey picks, hockey plays that you really like, feel free to do so. I'd love to hear your opinions on this. So, all right. Okay, so this total opened up at 6. Even money was over, and then it went to 6.5 minus 105 on some over money. It's actually sitting at plus 105 right now, but that total move was a pretty big move, considering it is hockey. It did move up a half a point, so I like this over. I put it into my action pile today, and I think this is a nice little over, to look at, to play, and I do like this in hockey today. If there is, any other plays that you like, feel free to throw them in the chat. Hey, Anthony, welcome in. But yeah, this is the one over I like. Let's go. So it is in this Ducks Blackhawks game. Yeah, loving the over here. And it's sitting at plus 105 right now, so nice little plus money spot on the over. Yeah, it's exciting. All right, and those are all the plays that I liked for today. If there is anything else, throw it in the chat. This is a live stream, so I love doing this in real time with you guys, and analyzing these plays, breaking it down, seeing if there's seeing if there's any angles, anything that I even missed that you really like. Because, you know, I mean, I do use AI, you know, I do look at models and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's like, you still have to use your own, like, analysis and figure everything out, how it's going. So, starting in the NFL, looking at the under, in the Panthers-Jets game. This is a 1 o'clock game, so starting pretty soon. Lock that in early. I love the under. It's sitting under 41 right now on mixed money, but opening up at 44.5, just dropping down pretty consistently with a little bit of pro money mixed in there. Definitely one of my favorite plays early, so I like that. Hoping this other under comes through early. The Dolphins-Cleveland Browns game is also at 1 o'clock. I've been watching the under there as well. And this opened up at 41.5, went down to 34.5 on mixed money. There was a little bit of pro money on the under as well. So yeah, we are liking some unders today, but that is a-okay because we do like an over as well in this Commanders-Cowboys game, sitting at 54.5. There's a lot of pro money on the over, and I like that. The line is going in the same direction with the pro money here, so it's looking like a solid play. And finally, in hockey, we are looking at the over here. Sitting over 6.5 right now, plus 105, little plus money spot in this Ducks Blackhawks game at 7 o'clock tonight. 7 o'clock Eastern, of course. So that is what we're looking at. We have some exciting stuff going on today, lots of plays, and I just hope we all crush it today. Oh no. I'm sorry to hear your comments aren't showing. I hope you aren't getting censored on YouTube. I'm also on Rumble as well, where there is a little bit less censorship. You know me, we're always enjoying some cannabis and talking about sports betting, two things that are forever going to get censored by like the media giants of the internet. Well, thank you. Thanks for coming in and joining me, Thomas, and everyone else here who's joined in this live stream. This has been a lot of fun. And before we close out the show, I did want to just talk about what's going on in the cannabis world. We are smoking Airborne today, which just, of course, like, fits the whole vibe. And, okay, but this is a serious topic. So, within the last year, just within the United States alone, over 200,000 people have been arrested for marijuana. And this is coming from FBI data. And the majority reason why these people are getting arrested, over 200,000 people, is for possession, just possessing marijuana, not like intent to distribute. They don't have 10 pounds of marijuana, you know, they're not growing illicit farms of, you know what I'm saying, they're not selling it to kids, they just have it themselves and they're using it personally. Oh, well, that makes sense. I love it. I didn't know you were an investor in Rumble. So, you know, basically, this is a really disturbing fact. Over 200,000 people within the last year. This is, I mean, 2025, guys. We're talking about 2024. Last year, all these people getting arrested just for having marijuana on themselves that they're probably just going to go home and enjoy, like, within the privacy of their own private residences. Yet, at the same time, we are coming out with study after study every single day finding that, I mean, this is the main driver of the war on drugs and the arrests for people, the war on drugs. Yet, at the same time, every day we're coming out with all these new studies. I mean, for example, recently, like just within the past couple days, they found that legalizing marijuana for medical or recreational purposes significantly reduced opioid use among patients diagnosed with cancer. This is a federally funded study. Our taxpayer dollars are paying for it, and it's getting published by the American Medical Association. So it is out there, it's paid for by the people, yet we're arresting people. Probably even cancer patients are probably part of the 200,000 people we've arrested for possession, I'm sure. And then another government and U.S. funded study found that medical marijuana legalization significantly reduced opioid prescriptions. Another study out of the University of Sydney in Australia found that cannabis is a substitute for opioids and is very effective. A drug and alcohol review found that daily cannabis users with chronic pain were more likely to quit opioids, especially men. Some health economics research found that medical marijuana laws cut payments from opioid companies to paying doctors, showing that basically cannabis is replacing prescriptions. And then finally, a multi-state U.S. study found that legal cannabis correlated with fewer fatal opioid overdoses, averaging about 3,500 fewer deaths per 100,000. That is huge. And at the same time, we're still arresting over 200,000 people a year just for having marijuana in their possession. So there is something seriously wrong here in the state of, what people want versus what is actually being done to people. And I think it's messed up. We have a, you didn't miss anything. I just wasn't analyzing that game earlier, Ben, because no one brought it up. I didn't see any movement, too much movement, but we are gonna dive in and analyze that before the show is over. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because it shows there's something seriously wrong in this country, that we're arresting so many people, continuing the whole war on drug against marijuana users, when quite literally it's actually solving the problem of everyone being addicted to opioids and all the death that's causing. It's I don't understand what we are doing in this country sometimes. I really don't get it. It just seems like, why? Why? Okay, so looking at football, let's dive into this Eagles game. Let's see what's going on here. Alright, so I am updating, refreshing some of my numbers, so we could really dive in. Alright, so this is a 1:00 p.m. Eastern game. It's coming up. No, yeah. Okay, I'm like, am I looking at the right time here? It is 1:00. Okay, so looking at the spread, it is pretty mixed right now. The Eagles did open up at -2.5. And right now they're sitting at -2, -109. Some spots have even pulled them all the way back to -1.5. I think that's a little too far, but most spots like in Vegas are just holding them at -2. It does scare me a little bit that this line is going a little bit in the wrong direction. Oh, thank you. No delays in this flight. It will not be a crazy rocky ride. Actually, we got started on time, so no delays here on this show either today. That was fun. Mixed funny though on this spread, very mixed. I am seeing a little bit of pro money starting to show up on the Vikings actually, which might be why this line is pulling back a little bit, going only 0.5 point in a wrong direction for the Eagles today. But I don't really have a play here at this moment. So yeah, nothing there that I'm crazy about. It's just very mixed. Let's see if there's anything else going on in this game that's looking interesting. Just mixed money kind of all across the board, it seems to be. The total doesn't really seem to be, you know, moving too much either in this. It opened up at 42.5 and it is sitting at 44.5, so it does look like the total is moving towards over a little bit. There's a little bit of money starting to show up, but nothing that I would exactly play at this exact moment, but it is starting to, you know, move up on some pretty mixed money. So that is interesting, you know, seeing how the sportsbook is moving the total, but they haven't really moved it too much. That's okay. Yeah, so I think I'm just gonna enjoy watching this game today, but not exactly, you know, seeing a play that I'm in love with here. So yeah, those are all of my plays. I am going to take another hit of Airborne before we wrap up this show, and I really appreciate all of you joining me today. This has been a lot of fun. One more look at my outfit, of course. Feeling like a cute airline attendant, you know. Of course, it's still the morning, kind of, just for a few more minutes, but I'll be bringing over the coffee, what drinks, pretzels, anything you need. I'm walking up and down the aisles, like, with my little hat and everything. It's a vibe. I like it. I love it. This has been such a fun outfit, and yeah, I hope all of you come to my live stream that's like right before Halloween. I have a really good costume, but it's gonna be a big surprise. Oh, no points scored yet. Let's go. I think this is going to be yeah, starting our stream off with a win, starting our day off with a win, and I love that. I love that we locked this all in on Thursday night. We're starting our Sunday off with some wins, and I think we have even more wins to come. Good luck, everyone, on all of your wagers today. This has been so much fun. And of course, I am always adding some cute little new costumes to my wish list. Feel free to check it out. Make sure to go to arielcalista.com, sign up for my free daily emails if you haven't already. They're free. They go out every single day. They have a picture of me, my picks of the day, the sports analytics, all of that, some cannabis health information, the coaching corner where you could always learn more about sports betting, you know, sharpen your skills, really become a pro. There's a lot there. And then of course my Substack, where we're diving into these prediction markets. We are diving deep, and I've been working on a series where I'm talking about it. Make sure to check it out, arielcalista.substack.com. It's easy to join, it's free to sign up, but I would love if you became a supporter and, you know, subscribe to my Substack. And it's a great way to just share even more information than what I'm currently putting into the daily report. It's a great place to do the deep dives, and there's so many amazing sports writers on there that I hope you could follow. Like Neil Payne, Jeff Fogel, there's a lot of really smart people, and then even like me being part of the whole data analytics world and building my models and stuff like that. I'm always learning from these people. So there's a lot out there. Good luck today, everyone. Thanks so much for joining this live stream, and I will see you all next time. Thank you so much, and good luck. Let's win all of these wagers today. And I will see you Thursday at 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern. Bye.